Continuing on with number 2, part B, we have x minus 3 over x squared minus 25 less than 0. So the first thing that I want to do is draw my number line out so that way I can identify where my intervals are for my solutions. And starting with the numerator, I'll set that equal to 0. This gives me a critical point at x equals to positive 3. So keep in mind that this is a less than sign, strictly less than. So that means that although if I plug in a value of 3, the left side will go to 0. I want the left side to be strictly less than 0, so I have to exclude 3. So I have an open circle. Then I'll deal with the denominator, which is x squared minus 25. Let's set this equal to 0. When I factor this, let's see, I get, this is a difference of 2 perfect squares, so I get x minus 5 and then x plus 5. So critical points, I have one at 5, positive 5, and then the other one is at negative 5. So I mark negative 5 here, and then 5 is somewhere, positive 5 is here. And these are in the denominator, so these are always, we'll never include those, so it's always going to be an open circle here, because these are values that would cause this left side to be undefined. So now I have 4 intervals, and I need to check each of these intervals to find out which ones, where do my solutions lie. So I'll take f of negative 6, because that's going to lie in this interval over here, negative infinity to up to negative 5. And again, in the interest of time, I've plugged this negative 6 into my function here on the left side, and the result that I get is a negative 9 over 11. Okay, so does this give us a true statement? Negative 9 over 11 less than 0? Yes. Okay, so this is included in our solutions, that first interval. So next I'm going to choose f of 0, and the result that I get is positive 3 over 25. Alright, and when I plug this into my inequality, is positive 3 over 25 less than 0? No, that's not. Okay, so this interval here, this is where I got the 0 from, so that interval is not, because I got a false statement, that means that whole interval is not part of our solution. So let's see, in between, I'll use f of 4, and the result that I get is negative 1 over 9. So is negative 1 over 9 less than 0? Yes, it is. Okay, so this interval here from positive 3 to positive 5, that's included. And then finally, to check that last interval, 5 to positive infinity, I'll plug in a positive 6. And so I end up with a positive 3 over 11. And this is a positive value, so this is not going to be less than 0, which means this whole interval is not part of our solution. So now to write this in interval notation, let's see, I have from negative infinity up to negative 5, and I'm not including it, so parentheses there, union with 3 to 5, and I'm not including these, so I have parentheses, and that is it for my solution. And here it is in interval notation. Oops, let me mark this off in green.